Hello, friends. Welcome to Betkraft, your home of showbiz football analysis and predictions. All right, today is another wonderful Saturday morning, and we do have a lot of games going on across the globe. And as usual, we take a time to select a few amongst these games, and we made our in-depth analysis on these games. And brought it forward for you. Okay, that's what happens in Betcraft. Okay, and in a moment we'll be looking at these games in one after the other. But before we head on, I want to urge those of us who are coming across our videos for the very first time to kindly take our time to click the subscription button down there so that they don't miss out on our daily predictions that comes out on this channel. Okay, and also if you have done that before, please do not click it again. Or just leave it. You will always be notified each time we make our predictions. All right, have you done that? Okay. All right, before we head to the business of the day, yesterday we had 7 games, and we actually had 4 of them right, and we had 3 of them losing out, unexpectedly. But that won't deter us from trying our best to make a good use of today's matches, and we also made an analysis today, believing that it will be better than that of yesterday. All right, today we are starting with the very first game, and it is a very big game that is happening today. We are Fulham will be hosting a Manchester City, and we know what is going on in England at the moment. How the title race is now between Arsenal and Manchester City, and both of them are trying their best to make sure that they clinch the title. But today it is Man City who has to face Fulham. And today we'll see that Fulham in the past 6 games have been able to achieve one win and 6 losses. Sorry, 1 win and 5 losses actually. And the away side Manchester City have been able to win. 5 times out of 6, and they've also had 1 draw in the past 6 games I've had so far. And when you take it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you can also see that the home side Fulham in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 3 wins in the past 10 home games. They've also had 2 draws. They've also had 3 draws as well, and they've had 4 losses in their past 10 home games I've had so far. And away side Manchester City have been able to achieve 8 wins out of 10 in the past 10 away games, and they've also had 2 draws, which came against Real Madrid, where they played out a 3-3 draw, and also against Liverpool, where they played out a 1-1 draw. Okay, goes to show that Man City is a very good team, and they're doing a lot of exploit this season. So we expect to see them rise to this occasion in this very game. Seeing that the last time both teams met, we saw Manchester City defeating Fulham by 5 goals to 1. All right, and the last 10 head-to-head have always seen Man City winning all 10 head-to-head. They have never had a draw with Fulham, and they have not actually lost against Fulham. So we expect them also to continue with the momentum against Fulham. It is their away side that is expected to win outrightly. Away win that's our verdict for that very encounter. And that takes us to the very next game, also in English Premier League, where we'll have Newcastle United, who will be up against they'll be welcoming Brighton and Hopes. Okay, and Newcastle in the past 6 have been able to achieve 4 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. And away side Brighton and Hopes have been able to win 1, 2 draws, and as well as 3 losses in the past 6 games I've had so far. And when you take it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, we could also see that Newcastle in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 5 wins. They've also had 2 losses, and they've also had 3 draws in the past 10 home games I've had so far. And their away side Brighton and Hove, the past 10 away games have managed just 1 win, which came against Sheffield United, where they won that match by 5 goals to 0. But aside that, they've not been able to win any other away game. They've actually had 2 draws, and they've had 7 losses playing from away. It goes to show that they're not doing very well, especially when they're playing from away at the moment. So we expect to see, the home side dominant in this very one. But also, what you have mentioned is the fact that the last 2 times both teams met saw Newcastle winning by 4 goals to 1, and also Brighton and Hove winning at home by 3 goals to 1. So in this very encounter, it is a lot that is at stake for Newcastle, especially they'll be looking at qualifying for European position in this very with this very encounter. So in this game, we expect to see goals coming in. All right, seeing that the last two head-to-head meetings saw a lot of goals, so we expect to see on over 2.5 in this very one. Over 2.5, that's our value for that very encounter. And that will take us to the next game. And the next game we have for you is in Italian Serie C, where we'll have Perugia, who will be up against Rimini. Okay, Perugia in the last season have managed just one win, and they've also had 2 draws as well as 3 losses. And the away side, Perugia, Rimini have managed 4 wins as well as 2 losses in the past 6 games. Okay, and back to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, we can also see that the home side in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 7 wins. They've also had 3 draws. Because they have not actually lost any match playing from home in the past 10 home games I've had so far. And the away side, Rimini have been able to achieve 3 wins playing from away. They've also had 1 draw and as well as 6 losses playing from away. Okay, in this encounter, we know that the home side have slightly having the upper hand in this very encounter. We expect the home side, Perugia, who has been doing well from home at the moment, seeing that they've been able to achieve 70% of victory, out of the 10 games are played from home. So we expect a home win for this very one. Perugia to win outrightly. That's our verdict. And that to take us to the next game. And the next game that we have is in Egypt. In the Premier League, we have Baladiyet Al Mehala coming up against the Al Allah. Okay, Baladiyet in the past 6 games have been able to achieve 2 wins. They've also had 4 losses in the past 6 games, and Al Allah have had 4 wins as well as 2 losses in the past 6 games they've had so far. And when you take it down to how both sides fared from home and away, you can also see that the Baladiyet, the home side, in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 4 wins as well as 5 losses and 1 draw in the past 10 home games I've had so far. And you could also see that the away side, Al Ahly have been able to achieve, all right, so 6 wins playing from away. They've also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses playing from away. Okay, but when you put all that together, you know that the away side is much more better, expected to rise to the occasion. Seeing that the last time both teams met saw Al Ahly beating this side by 5 goals to 1. We also expect Al Ahly to rise to the occasion in this very game. We expect the away side to win. Away win, that's our verdict for that very encounter. And that takes us to the next game. And the next game is going to be in Czech Republic, where we'll have Victoria Plzen, who will be up against Slovacko. Okay, Victoria Plzen in the past 6 have been able to achieve 4 wins. They've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss. And the away side, Slovacko, in the past 6 have not been able to win any in the past 6 games. They've lost 5 games and they've had 1 draw in the past 6 encounters that they're having. And when you take it down to how both sides fare from home and away, you can see that the home side, Plzen have been able to achieve 6 wins playing from home. They've also had 3 draws as well as 1 loss playing from home. Okay, and the away side, Slovacko have achieved also 4 wins playing from away, and they've also had 1 draw, and they've had 5 losses playing from away. Okay, it goes to show that the home side is much more better when you compare the 2 results, and we expect to see the home side rising to the occasion in this very game. It is home win. That's our value for that very encounter. Okay, and the next game that we have is in China Super League, where we'll have Tianjin Tiger coming up against Shanghai Shenhua. Okay, in the past 6 for the home side, Tianjin have been able to manage 2 wins as well as 3 losses and 1 draw. And the away side, Shenhua have been able to achieve 4 wins, 1 draw, and also 1 loss. And when you take a look at how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you could also see that the home side in the past 10 home games have managed 2 wins as well as 2 losses, and also they've had 6 draws playing from home. And the away side have been able to achieve a lot for playing from away, seeing that they've been able to win 7 games playing from away. They've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss playing from away. It goes to show that the away side is actually doing very well, and they're slightly fancy to pick up the sport. But also we'll take a look at how both sides fared from home and away perspective. We could as well see that the last 4 the last 4 meetings for the both sides have seen both sides scoring. The last 4 meetings have always produced a goal. So in this very encounter, actually the last 10 meetings for both sides, 10 have seen 8 out of those 10, seeing both sides scoring. So it's only 2 out of the 10 that have not produced a goal match. So we expect to see goal in this very encounter. Both sides scoring. That's our verdict for this very game. And the next is in South Africa, where we have Mamelodi Sundowns, who will be up against Royal AM. Mamelodi in the past 6 have been able to win 4, and they've had 2 losses. And the away side, Royal, have had just 1 win, 1 draw, as well as 4 losses in the past 6 games. And then when you take it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you could see that Mamelodi Sundowns in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 7 wins. They've also had 1 draw. They've had 2 draws as well, and just 1 loss in the past 10 home games they've had. And that loss coming against Tunis, Esperance of Tunisia, in the CAF Champions League match. And away side, Royal AM in the past 10 away games have managed 2 wins. They've also had 1 draw, and they've had also 7 losses playing from away. It goes to show that they're not doing very fine, especially when you compare to the whole side. All right, and the last time both teams met, some Mamelodi Sundowns defeating the side by 5 goals to 1 actually, and the 5 head-to-head encounters, the last 5 head-to-head encounters saw Mamelodi Sundowns also picking victory in all 5. So we expect to see Sundowns also rising to the occasion in this very encounter. It is on win. That's our verdict for this very encounter, and that will take us to the very next game, which happen to be the last for the day. It's actually in Thailand Premier League. We'll have Sukhothai, who will be up against the Police Tero. Okay, Sukhothai, the home side in the past 6 games have been able to achieve 1 win. They've also had 5 losses, and also their away side, Police Tero, have lost 4. They've also had 1 draw as well as 1 win in the past 6 games they've had so far. And when you take it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you can also see that the home side, Sukhothai, in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 6 wins. They've also had, they've also had 3 draws. They've also had, 2 draws, and as well as 2 losses in the past 10 home games. They've been able to achieve 6 wins. Remember that. And their away side, the Police Tero, have just had 1 win in the past 10 away games, and also they've had 2 draws and 7 losses in the past 10 away games I've had so far. It goes to show that they're not doing very well at the moment, especially when they're playing from away. So when you put all that together, we know that the home side, Sukhothai, is expected to rise to the occasion. Also, what I've mentioned is the fact that the last time both teams met, saw their away side, Sukhothai, defeating Police Tero from away by 3 goals to 2. So this time around, playing from home, they are also expected to pick up the sports in this very game. It is home win. That's our verdict for this very encounter, and that brings our predictions for you today, Saturday 11th, to a conclusion. Okay, I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. And also remember to play responsibly. Play with what you can afford to lose. Do not put all your fortune in a bet. It's only a football game. You can go either side. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be having a lot of games also tomorrow. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. But until then, keep winning.